Alrighty guys, so welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I made a video, right? So there's a perfectly good reason for this. Right, so okay. So I've been meaning to make this video for about a month now, but life got in the way and that's pretty much it. Life got in the way. So welcome to the channel. Alrighty guys, so like I said, I've been meaning to make this video for about a month now. It's officially gonna be my first vlog. I intended on making a video covering my first week of owning my first motorcycle, then a 2 week, and then a month. But now I think it's almost a month, like 2 days away from being a month since I got the motorcycle. So we're gonna have my 1 month in review of me starting off on my motorcycle. So those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Dwight, aka DCwerx, and this is my bike. It's a 2005 GSXR 600, Suzuki GSXR 600. Right, so again, I'm from the Caribbean, so we have very tiny roads, as you will see, and the weather is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm taking her right down to a friend, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the vlog. This is gonna be my first moto vlog, so let's see how this one goes. Alrighty, so I bought this motorcycle about a month ago, and prior to that I had very little riding experience. I think I rode two 600cc's or maybe one previously, a couple 175cc street bikes, and I believe a 900cc. So wasn't my first time on a motorcycle, but it's definitely my first time on my own sports bike. So overall the experience has been awesome. So for the better part of my life, my youth, my passion has been sports cars, I guess tuner cars as you would call them, and I also do EFI calibration. So you know, I like fast cars, but I've been wanting a bike for a while and just got one, and I absolutely love it. So the biggest question everybody will be asking is, can you start on a 600cc sport bike? And I would say yes and no. If you have absolutely never ever touched a motorcycle, you've never been on a motorcycle, I don't think a 600cc is right for you. Start off on something small, something more forgiving, and then work your way up. So nowadays there are plenty of 250cc's, 300 and even 400 starter bikes like the Ninja 300s, and I feel KTM has a 360, yeah, a free something bike, and these are excellent starter bikes. But I mean, if you are already comfortable, you know what the clutch is on a motorcycle, you know what the gas is, and you know enough to keep yourself out of trouble, absolutely. I have been riding my motorcycle, and I think what really helps is a healthy fear of the motorcycle, and it pays to be very vigilant whilst you're on the road. Yeah, so it pays to be hyper vigilant whilst you're on the road, because believe it or not, car drivers, truck drivers, bus drivers, these guys well, I'm a driver myself, so what happens is that persons get very, very, very complacent behind the wheel. Most times they zone out and whatnot, so it's up to you to ride. You have to pretty much assume that everyone driving on the road next to you is an idiot. Okay, lots of potholes. So coming out of intersections, you have to be hyper vigilant. Try to always leave your bike in gear. That's what I've been told, and that's what I've been practicing, because you never know when someone is going to run the intersection and you need to get out of the way. Always check your mirrors. Alright, like right now, idiot. Obstruction was on his side of the road and he still came, because I mean, I'm on a bike, so he figures I have a small vehicle. Yeah, but that's firsthand what you have to experience and what you have to deal with when starting off on a motorcycle, right? Another thing, my ends, lots of trucks carrying aggregate, sand, stones and whatnot, and they fall all over on the road. So yeah, so look out for that. Animals, the side of the road. That was a goat. What else? The roads are usually bumpy, so I mean, when you're learning to ride, take it easy. That's my number one piece of advice. I mean, again, I am not Valentino Rossi. I've only owned my motorcycle for about a month, but I think I've learned a fair bit, and I still have a lot to learn. So number one, have a very healthy fear of your motorcycle. These things are fast. They are stupid fast. This bike, I believe, bone stock from factory, could run the quarter mile in about 11.4 seconds at 120 miles an hour. And that's quicker than most street cars, most sports cars on the road. So again, you don't have any fenders, you don't have any bumpers, so your legs and your arms, so you stand to get really, really injured if you do not respect a motorcycle. I mean, if you're starting off, what I highly recommend is leave it in the higher gear. So this bike has a lot of bottom end compared to the other bikes I've ridden. So leave it in a higher gear, third, fourth, and then just practice throttle modulation in that. First gear, second gear, they're usually very twitchy. So I highly recommend that you guys stay out of that. So beginner to a beginner, that's some of the tips that I have learned. And some of the things that I struggle, or I'm still struggling with, is the low speeds. But I have been practicing, so hopefully next time I go out and practice, I can remember to bring my GoPro along. So low speeds, moving off, stopping, so you know, like that 1 or 2 mile an hour speed. So those speeds, practice, practice, practice. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And check this lady just strolling across the road. Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff you have to deal with. I mean, in a car, they fear cars because, I mean, if a car hits you, you're more than likely going to die. Same thing happens if you get hit by a bike, but for some reason, they just don't respect bikers on the road. And I'm not just saying that because I own a motorcycle. I mean, I saw it previously, but now I'm actually experiencing it. So again, you have to be hyper vigilant on the road and practice, practice, practice. And I think it's quite easily and quite possible to start on a 600cc. It's my personal opinion that you should probably try and start off on a older 600cc motorcycle. That way, if you drop it, it doesn't hurt your pocket. I mean, these older bikes, I think you can get a complete fairing kit for these bikes for like $400 US on Amazon and eBay and wherever. So $400 to $500 generally. So completely wreck the plastics, you can just get fresh plastics. If you start off with a wind noises are really bad. Hopefully the mic is not picking it up. So if you start off with a newer bike, as a lot of people are quite inclined to do, is start off on a newer bike, so like a 2016, 2018, 2020 bike, 2021 even. Yeah, it's nice to have that, but what happens is when you drop that bike, then it's super expensive to repair. Absolutely no helmet. And number one, guys, get gear. So soon as I bought my motorcycle, I ended up buying some, I think these are some built, I think Spirit 2s. I got these gloves and I also got a helmet. I think it's a Speed and Strength Evader helmet. My gloves are red and black. My helmet is yellow. I made sure that I wanted a bright colored helmet to make myself very visible on the road. Again, you're doing all you can to keep yourself safe. Okay. And this helmet doesn't do a very good job masking off wind noises. So I'm just riding with one hand trying to block it off so that the mic doesn't pick it up. But yeah, get good gear, good helmets, I bought a jacket. It should be here by the end of the week. So at least bare minimum, I think, is a good jacket, a good pair of gloves. I mean, I chose to go with some mesh gloves since we live in the Caribbean. And you want leather, I think it'll be very uncomfortable. So a good set of gloves, a helmet, and a jacket, bare minimum, and some good riding shoes. After that, I guess you're going to invest in some riding boots, some riding pants, and maybe some additional armor. But bare minimum, that's what I highly recommend. And don't cheap out on helmets. Stay away from eBay helmets. As tempting as they may be to get a $50 helmet, I think if you have a cheap brain, then you get a cheap helmet. It's up to you. Don't cheap out on a helmet. All right. Okay, so the wind should have died down by now. Approaching a red light again. Again, especially at these intersections, you have to be super vigilant because guys run red lights all the time. So it pays to be super vigilant. So now I'm approaching a pedestrian crossing. It's a holiday. Everyone is out of work. Everyone has been drinking. So you have to ride to protect yourself and the other road users. Like this guy on a bicycle is oblivious to me behind him. Yeah, so for me, after riding this bike, I think my next bike, which I'm gonna get in a few months after I really practice my skills and I sharpen my skills, probably gonna be something a bit more upright. So maybe a MT-07 with a good windscreen for wind protection. Alright, so the wind noise will be pretty bad, so this section of the road I'm just gonna have you guys enjoy the view. We're approaching the ocean, the coastline, so you guys can enjoy the view. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna pull up right on this side so we can enjoy the view as well. Okay, so it's a holiday and everyone is at the beach. So another thing I can say is riding definitely makes you appreciate good weather and all of that stuff. So definitely, I mean, trying to keep this one short. If you guys are enjoying the island beaches. Yeah, so this is my review of my motorcycle for the last month or so far. All in all, it's been awesome. Now my biggest gripes with my motorcycle is that it doesn't have a gear indicator, so I'm constantly counting gears and guessing gears and all of that stuff. So that is definitely something I may add one to this motorcycle, and who knows, but it makes riding super difficult. Sometimes you forget you're in third gear, you're trying to move off, the bike stalls. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Man, I feel like going for a sea bath. Yeah, so we have some seaweed floating there, but all in all, it's a beautiful day. All right, so guys, I'm gonna end this one now. I do plan on making one in a few days when I'm less strapped for time. And right now I have a friend waiting for me. So, all right, if you enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like, share this video. Again, from a beginner to a beginner, this is what I expect. Or this is what I expected when I started. I watched lots of guys' first videos. So yes, you can start off with a 600cc bike, but you just have to be, oh, lady in pink. So you just have to be disciplined when it comes to the motorcycle, and yes, you'll be fine. Practice, 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 and after a while everything becomes normal and second nature. It becomes just like breathing. So until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and stay safe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.